Welcome back to the BoyoZ Podcast, where we record every single episode underneath the bleachers at my middle school. And today we have a special guest. Actually, it's Red's mostly good friend, if you want to introduce him, bro.
Yes, this is the man, the Tarkov enthusiast, escaping from raids all the time. I really don't know too much about Escape from Tarkov, but the man himself, SoopChef!
Oh, yeah.
What an intro. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Heck yeah, thank you for being here as well.
Of course.
I did mention to you at least that I was hoping to have you here earlier, but I do apologize because I got sick and I kind of just forgot everything that I was supposed to do that week. But I'm happy to have you here anyways. This is going to be great. I've been waiting. You've been waiting. Robot's been waiting.
No,
this is what we're waiting.
I was just worried you were waiting on me. So I just hit you up. We're still doing that thing?
So, I have had a few people asking me if we're going to be planning to do like weekly episodes, but I don't think we're that serious about the podcast maybe yet. But maybe eventually, maybe we can start having some weekly ones as soon as we get the hang of this and we figure out some sort of system. But other than that, this is episode 3 of the BoyoZ Podcast. Appreciate everybody who's listening to this because we're kind of just doing this for fun.
It's a good time every single time.
Heck yeah, I enjoy it. Honestly, I say this every time. I never think that we would hit an hour so fast, but the time flies. It really does. And that's one thing that I've been enjoying about this podcast too.
Well, I hope there's a million episodes with 2 people as talented and with such wonderful voices as you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Damn,
I'm blushing.
Oh man. All right. I know I have questions. Robot, I'm going to let you go with the first question though.
Okay. I'm so happy you did because I have this crazy question right here. It's been something I've been thinking about ever since I heard about you, and that is can you actually cook soup?
Yes. I actually used to cook professionally, so I can cook whatever you want. Most things. Soup is definitely one of my specialties. I take it very seriously. I think it's a really good way to learn how to cook. So I think everybody should master at least one soup. Teaches you a lot of skills, honestly.
Skills for making soup? How so? How do you get skills for making soup?
All right. Well, one, like it's a good way to learn how to make flavors, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of different things that go into it, and especially you can make soups easy or hard, if you want to make your own stock. I mean, you also normally have to cut a lot of vegetables and everything else for it, so it's really like just all the prep work that goes into it kind of leads into other stuff, like when you're making like a entree or something like that, you kind of have to do the same stuff. But everybody should start kind of learning how to make soups because it's a kind of a basis of learning how to make sauces and all that.
Yeah, one thing I've seen from Hell's Kitchen at least is if you can't make meatballs, Chef Ramsay wouldn't want you in the kitchen. At least that's what I've seen. I don't know how hard it is to make meatballs. I haven't tried it myself, to be honest, but I don't think I need to try it.
I mean, it's very similar to like some of the stuff they do in like professional kitchens. Is like you have to learn how to make like eggs a bunch of different ways because it's a bunch of skills for that too. Like that just kind of go into it in terms of like.
I can't make scrambled eggs.
I bet you can. Oh, come on! I bet you can make scrambled eggs.
I'm saying I can make scrambled eggs, but that's kind of the only thing that I make because that's the only thing that I like. I'm not saying I can't make scrambled eggs. I would not be able to survive.
My mind was blown just then.
No. Oh man, I can make scrambled eggs. I promise you.
Bro, you ever had sunny side up eggs?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan, to be honest.
What?
All right.
Okay.
All right. Skip.
All right, we're getting into the deep stuff this quick. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of sunny side up or over easy eggs because it's the yolk. I like when the yolk is combined with the whites, so that's why I go for scrambled eggs. It's the only way I like to eat the eggs. I don't even like hard-boiled eggs, all right? I'm just going to point that out right now. Yeah, you can burn me at a stake, whatever. I don't care. I'll die loving my scrambled eggs, robots.
So wait,
bro, what about Oh, sorry. You can go first. You can
I
go
was
first.
just gonna say, so you don't like deviled eggs or anything like that?
I haven't tried deviled eggs actually.
That might be you might be a fan of that. That's pretty good. That's a good way to eat hard boiled eggs.
So what is deviled eggs?
Isn't
Isn't that just like chopped up hard boiled eggs?
No, man, you take like the egg, you boil it, you split it in half, you take the yolk out, and then you mix it with like whatever you want to put in there, some paprika, a little bit of mayonnaise or something, and then pipe it back in, and then you top it with stuff.
All right, I'm down to try that.
It's really just extra steps, but it's good. it's a big staple of any sort of potluck or get together in the South. It's just like, yo, you got deviled eggs? Okay, let's go.
Oh yeah.
Bro, heck, hey, you'll be able to try some probably when you become a big time partner streamer, bro. And then we go to the big Twitch after parties, bro. Hey, they will definitely have deviled eggs.
All right,
absolutely.
I'm just gonna say this right now, man. I've been to 2 of the Twitch partner parties. They're okay. There's like everyone's got their groups. It's all about having the group of people you already know. There's no one there to network unless you're, like a newly made partner streamer. But when I was there, I was just walking around talking to people, getting free drinks, right? But there was like nobody wanted to make friends. That was the weird part to me. Everyone
like
had
a high
their
school
clique.
dance.
Yeah, it really felt that way. I did get to run into a lot of partnered streamers that I made friends with. So that was cool. And I think that's when I was able to meet Andy Milanakis, what's his name? Greek God, as well as, oh my God, what is his name? He's the white guy that's like really nerdy, plays a lot of World of Warcraft. Fishy watches him. I can't remember the name.
The Asmund Gold?
No, not Asmund Gold, but it's the other the other white guy that plays World of Warcraft.
I didn't mean that mean. I was just thinking of like big World of Warcraft streamer. I know he streams.
Yeah. Oh my God, I can't remember his name. People are probably going to hate me for that, but yeah, he's. I was able to meet him and a couple of other people, which is really cool. But other than that, yeah, the Twitch partner parties is definitely like overhyped in a way. But I did get free drinks, so I guess that's positive.
Hell yeah. Hey, I did want to double back real quick on what you were saying. So you said you were professional, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where have you worked? I want to know all the juicy details.
No, I just worked at a bunch of like country clubs and stuff. It was fun. I did some like food shows on the side just for like experience and trying new stuff, and that was really cool. I really enjoyed those. They were hard, take a lot of time, but I did like cold food shows. Oh, they were fun. It's very very different than like cooking like hot food.
All right, this actually leads to one of the questions that I have. So you are a streamer.
Yes.
Besides cooking, what are other hobbies that you enjoy doing?
Oh man, kind of like anything creative. I'm a big sports fan, so I like to enjoy as much sports as I can. It seems like as you get older, you have a lot less time to enjoy them like I used to.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, I mean, it's really is. Like I'm a huge Braves fan. I used to try to watch the game almost every day, but just with getting older and having other stuff to do. Recently, I've been doing recently. I built a keyboard the other day. That was fun. I bought I've been trying to get into like digital art, just like trying to learn stuff. I don't know. I just enjoy learning, and like anything that kind of catches my eye, I just kind of go for it for a bit. I think
you did mention that on your stream that you were going to try to make your own emotes, right?
Yeah. I've been like kind of drawing on the side just for fun. I mean, like between and then that, I mean, it's so weird because like as soon as you pick up like streaming, it kind of leads into like a bunch of other stuff, because like like in terms of like video editing, like I try to learn as much of that as I can. I still don't have enough time to do that as I wish I did. But I've been trying to learn that a little bit more, and then just it kind of naturally was just like, well, what else can I do in these softwares? Like, can I draw stuff?
Kind of become a jack of all trades, right? So you get into streaming, you have to become somewhat of an audio engineer, a video engineer, learning how to troubleshoot OBS or whatever program that you have. Yeah. So you do end up becoming a jack of all trades kind of thing, or even we'll put Robot as well, since Robot doesn't really stream, but he does make videos on YouTube. and he throws them onto TikTok as well. So I know he had to learn video editing. Because I don't think he wanted to ask me to edit for him
every single video.
Dude, it's great.
I just become an editor for you.
It's weird. It's like a lot of like I guess like if you want to call them like hobbies, have just started to kind of like center around it, just because of it's a thing that I really enjoy to do, and it's just led into other stuff. You know what I mean? Like as soon as it's like, oh, I want to grow more, like, you know, there's, you know, maybe I think like one of the reasons why I started making like long form videos, like I started like mainly playing Warzone, and I just didn't really see a lot of like, I don't know, I didn't think I had any sort of like original take on anything Warzone related. And I'm not like insane enough to post like, you know, a crazy 25 kill game. You'll never believe this loadout that I used. I'm just not that kind of player. But like, I really liked like Tarkov, and I've always loved it. And then once I started playing it, like I really enjoy like teaching, I guess, or just like sharing, like talking about games. And Tarkov is one that I really like. So I was like, oh, I think I could see myself like making some long form videos. Let's try that out, you know? And it kind of like led more into that. But then like when I did that, I was like, okay, well now I have to learn how to like edit things and like balance audio and like, you know, just like, I don't know, like I want to learn about like lighting a room. Like, I don't know. It just like, like you said, like you kind of learn a lot, or like a little about a lot. And then I don't know, it's just kind of like gone around that, you know. I've been trying to get outside more, I guess, but
yeah, actually I didn't think about that. The whole, if you're streaming and you're using a webcam, you kind of have to make aesthetics possible when it comes to it, something that's appealing to the eye, which is it's not necessary when it comes to streaming, but
sure,
it can kind of go a long way. Sometimes it keeps people there, but I can never read the crowd sometimes when it comes to the webcam. At least for me personally, whenever I turn it off, I have people who are like, hey, your camera, where is it? And I'm just like, hey, man, sometimes I just don't want to have it on, you know?
I just, like, I thought it was interesting because, like, I used to, like when I first started streaming, I was, like, streaming in our dining room. And then, and, like, I couldn't really do much in terms of, like, lighting. It was just either bright or dark, depending on, because there was, like, a million windows around, you know? So, like once, we moved and I was, like, in an office, I was kind of like, I don't know. And like, I thought about getting like a new webcam, and then like, you know, someone said something. I was just like, maybe you just need to light it. And then I'm like, oh, I'm going to go, you know, watch a bunch of videos about lighting, you know, and then like, and then I get a little bit of lighting and I'm like, oh, that looks like a million times better. I don't need a new webcam. You know, it's just and then it kind of leads you down and just like, wait, what am I not doing in like OBS that I could be doing better? Like,
you go down the rabbit hole again.
Yeah. And it's like, it's 3 a.m. and I'm on some, you know, the 4th video of a string, and I'm like, I need to go to sleep. What am I doing?
What were you gonna say, Robot?
Oh, I was gonna say that's a big thing, bro. Lighting. I never realized how much lighting improves like anything, even if you just have like a 720p camera.
I love that you can tell
you get some good lighting, bro.
It's nuts.
In
it's
your
really
videos, you can tell the progress of lighting. In like the beginning, it was just the camera and like maybe your lamp, I think, is what you had on, and then eventually you had backlighting and then the ring light pointing at you, and it looks so much more crisp as well. I'm sorry, Soup, I didn't mean to cut you off either. What were you gonna say?
No, dude, you're good. I mean, it's just, I mean, it really, like, lighting it's nuts. And then, like, I feel like it led to something else too, where, like, once I got, like, the lights, then I had to figure out, like, what kind of lighting to, like, not make myself look insane, you know, like, on camera, where it's, like, you know, or, like, wash me out or whatever. And it's just, like, I don't know. There's just, I feel like since I've started streaming, I've just kind of, I don't know. I mean, it kind of ties into why I, like, Escape from Tarkov so much, is there's so much, like, little stuff in it, and, like, maybe, like, minutia that not everybody would enjoy, but that's one of the things I've always liked about like streaming, is where it's just like, it's kind of one of the things that's very overwhelming about it at times, or content creation in general, where it's like you could always be doing something to improve it, you know, and like sometimes that can get a little overwhelming and you get too far in the weeds, but like there's always something where like, oh, I could do this better, like if I can slightly light it better, it's like, you know, like you're going to be happier with your stream and you're going to be more confident with it. You know, not everybody cares about that stuff, which is fine. It's just, you know, it's just a thing that's always kept me kind of interested, you know, in trying to do.
Definitely, bro. Even if you look at someone like KKC, or not KKC, what, XQC.
Yeah. KKC is a viewer in my channel. I don't want anyone to get confused.
Bro, but it's funny, XQC literally, he has like plates in the background of his room. He doesn't have any lighting or anything. It's just him.
That's
Like, he doesn't care at all.
man.
Yeah.
Some people relate to that too. Is what I like. Some people don't want that super fancy setup. It's just like raw. I guess if you can call it raw, like footage. I guess I don't know. I don't know how I would explain it.
No, it's. I mean,
everything but the Live Leak logo.
it's very like I don't even want to call it like. I guess like I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of people that just kind of turn the camera on. And that's fine. It works for them.
Yep.
You know, like it's not. I guess obviously there's no right way to do it. You know, but it's just like it's those little things have just always been, I don't know, fun for me.
Mm-hmm. Actually, this leads into another question that I have when it comes to streaming. Let's see if it was right here. What mental hardships did you or do you have to overcome as an entertainer / streamer? That's a good one if you ask me.
It's a hefty one.
I know. I was waiting. That's the longest question I have.
Yeah, no. I think you and I, like when we first talked about like doing this, I mean, it was something I talked about on stream. I don't think people talk about it enough, honestly. Like at least just like in an open forum. So I appreciate y'all bringing it up. I mean, something that I'm personally really passionate about. It's just like it's crazy because it's like I don't think I realize how much sometimes it like it can get to you sometimes. Like I remember the specific thing that happened is like you were watching my stream one day and I have a lot of the metrics like turned off on my stream just because like I just try to have a good time and like whoever's there make a good, you know, space and community for everybody. But like I like noticed that like I lost a follow like during stream and normally that doesn't bother me at all. Like I really I don't focus on that stuff. Like obviously like I, you know, would like my channel to keep growing and, you know, the more people enjoy it, you know, awesome. But like for some reason it just like really got to me. Like it just
I remember that stream.
It just
I think you stopped too. You were in the menu and you were not going off, but you definitely had your moment of ranting, which it's a very healthy thing to do, by the way. But I remember that. I remember you were having a good time, and then the number went down by 1, and I was like, oh no, he's not having a good time anymore.
And like that's such a like I don't want to say it's like crazy because like I don't want to like minimize my feelings, but it was just like a thing where I'm like this normally doesn't bother me, and like I don't know, I try to pride myself on being like open and honest about most things. It's just like something about it just like really like hurt, and I was just like, wow, I didn't realize how much this because you like I mean like I talked about on that stream where it was just like, man, you put like a lot of work into it and you know, like you want to get better and you think, and you are getting better, you know, and like sometimes like getting like, you know, like follows or growth. I don't know. I don't want to say like follows because like I don't think you should measure your like success by like just how many follows you have or anything. But
no,
like you just feel like it's like getting better and you're like, oh, this is awesome. And then like, you know, like when it's not, like when it's like, I don't know, like you're like, oh, it's so cool. I'm like, oh, I got one more closer to that goal that I had, like whether it be in your head or publicly or whatever. And then like when it went down, I was just like, oh man, like I feel like I've been doing the right things. And like, I don't know, I've had to like really, I feel like I think sometimes to answer your question more directly, I think what it was, I think I had not like, I think I'd gotten away from the stuff that, like kind of what I'm talking about right now is like not measuring myself on those, you know, but it's really hard not to when it's all based around numbers. Right?
Yeah, everything that you do stream wise is. By the way, for anyone who doesn't stream, whether it's YouTube or Twitch or any other platform, the metrics that we're talking about, at least for Twitch specifically, there's 2 or 3 depending on what you're looking at. There's your concurrent viewers, which is how many viewers are watching you at that moment that you're live, how many followers you have, and maybe if someone who focuses on it as how many subscribers you currently have. So those are the metrics that we're kind of talking about. And if you're not too familiar, subscribers are different from followers. A subscriber is something that people pay for, and then a follower is free to do, and it'll just notify you when that streamer goes live. So that's what we're talking about as well. But I agree with you though, because I always have them turned off, and I do have those moments of like, I click, I check how many people are watching, and then I just turn it off because I want to know, but I don't want to know, man. Like it really can change a mood. And I hate that. I hate that so freaking much. It's one of the things that bothers me the most, because I'll have these, it kind of goes in phases of I don't care, I kind of care, I care too much, I don't care, and it becomes this vicious cycle of emotions, and I hate it so freaking much too.
I think what was weird about that day is that I got upset. It just really hit me for whatever reason. I mean, because I unfollow channels sometimes too, because I'm like, oh, I want to go back and watch. I'm like, okay, maybe it's not for me, and it's just it's it happens. I really don't. It doesn't bother me. I am thankful that anyone ever shows up. Every time I press live, I'm just like, today's the day that no one's gonna say hey in my chat, or whatever. I don't know. I'm very thankful, and I try to treat it that way. It's I turn it on and I try to stream every single day the same way. Obviously get better, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's then I got upset about it, and then I personally deal with a lot of anxiety, and then then I started being mad at myself for being upset about it. It's just
and then the cycle begins.
Yeah, and then you're just you don't care about those things. Remember, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't. But I just want some feedback. What was it? It's I don't. And then you're like, but I also don't care. But or not don't care. But you know what I mean. It's also doesn't bother me. Everybody should be able to live their lives however they want. It's just I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I answered your question super succinctly, but it's kind of just stream of consciousness.
And I kind of want to ask this in a way because Robot, you don't stream unless you have your yearly stream. But when it comes to YouTube, the one annual stream, and when it comes to YouTube, do you always look at how many subscribers you have, or do you just you try not to look at them any of the metrics? Because I know it's different when it comes to YouTube.
Oh yeah, it's totally different, and bro, YouTube's kind of toxic, to be honest.
Really?
Because they send you, they'll I don't know if Twitch does it, but they send you emails and stuff of how good your channel did that month.
Oh, yeah, I get them after
this
every
is how many
stream,
subs you got.
I was about to say,
man.
daily.
They'll say that, but then also they have this setup where in your analytics you can go through and it'll tell you how good your last video did, and it's oh yeah, that it did really good. But then the more you grow, the more it'll start to get to you a little bit, because if you have a really good video last month or last week or whenever you posted, it'll say that's really good, and then it'll think that that's your new average. So then you post another video afterwards and it'll be oh, this video underperformed.
Oh
yeah, it'll be this is under your average views. I'm oh my god.
That's
so after my Ben 10 video went up, bro, it was all my videos now are all oh, you're doing under how you would usually do. And I'm damn. I mean, I know that I'm still doing the best that I can and stuff like that. It doesn't really get to me.
Yeah.
But it's still it sucks to look at it and you're just damn it. Am I underperforming? No. It's just they're just being toxic.
It's so weird because there's obviously no really other way to measure it, I guess, but it's just all the goals that you have in content creation are all numbers based. You know what I mean? So and you kind of just oh, I need to hit 100 subscribers on YouTube to get my own URL. I'm okay, next I have to hit 1,000 subscribers to be able to get partnered, and it's there's just so many numbers and yeah, you're constantly measuring against them, and it's sometimes it just grinds on you after a while.
I don't want to flex or anything here, but they actually removed me from the YouTube partnership program. The old entry goal was 100 subs. Thank you. The old entry goal was 100 subs, which is awesome. I don't focus on YouTube though. At the moment, I think it's 400 or so, but that's because I most of my videos that get views are how-tos or tutorials, which I don't really want that to be what I'm known for, but it helps out a little bit. But the fact that they had switched it from 100 up to 1,000, they kicked me off the partnership program, and I think I have $36 just chilling that I can't take out. So it's just sitting there, and it's been sitting there, and I'm just man, that's my money. I should probably get to it. Oh man. But I definitely focus on Twitch more than I do YouTube, but I know I need to expand. And I know you've done this too, Soup. You've expanded to YouTube, to TikTok. Robot, you've done the same thing. You're going from TikTok and YouTube and Twitter. So I know everything like that helps. But I've actually been thinking about this recently. of I feel like I should take some sort of marketing class, and I don't know if that would help me out, but I also feel like it would help me out tremendously if I actually utilize it correctly. Because other than that, I think there's so many things, like I think Twitter and TikTok has it where you can boost your post, so you pay for it to be boosted. I'm not really about that though. I don't necessarily like the idea of paying to promote my stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a cheapskate, but I haven't tried it.
Yeah, definitely. That's what you have to do, bro. I mean, I did that once on Instagram.
Did it work?
I was like, you know what? I'll try it. I boosted one of them for like, it was like $20 to do it for 3 days or something like that. And it got like, instead of normally I would get like 30 or something like that, I got like 700, and I got like 3 follows out of it. And I was like, I mean, that's all right, I guess.
Yeah.
For $20, 3 follows. I don't know, bro.
Yeah,
if you're gonna do something like that, you'd probably have to put in like over $1,000 to get a noticeable difference.
Yeah, I feel like you really have to
advertising.
I feel like you really have to like understand the people that watch you too, like the demographics and stuff. Because I mean, they get. I've messed around with that before, and I've seen that they make you get like pretty detailed. You know, like what do other people that like your stuff like? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I should probably figure that out. You know? Like video games.
That's
like,
your problem. Not mine.
Yeah,
On
right?
YouTube, figure it out.
Yeah, y'all have the data.
Oh man, because that reminds me of Twitch having somewhat of a program. But before we get into that, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say that I've thought about taking classes too, of just like, is it worth going to like the community college or whatever and taking like a night Adobe Premiere class? Like, how much better would it make me as opposed to like watching YouTube videos? Man. I don't know. Like, you know,
I think that all depends on how much of a self teacher you are. I don't know if that's the correct term, but like how well you are at teaching yourself. I know everybody plans to do that, but I wish I was able to find something like close to me that can just teach me arts or anything digital art wise, because I know I'm like relatively close to this university called like Full Sail University, which is it's LA based. I don't want to go there though because it's LA based. But if I had someone to just teach me how to edit, how to do like everything that I've learned on my own, would have been way faster if I had someone to teach me.
Yeah, 100%.
That's true. And also with stuff like self-teaching, like I taught myself guitar. Yeah, mostly, and it's all about discipline. Like that's the hardest part, is making like a schedule for how you're gonna teach yourself. Because if you don't have someone telling you what to do, you gotta do it yourself. And it's so easy to just like, you know what, I know I'll just skip today, I had a lot to do, and then it just trails and snowballs, and I'll skip the next day, and then you just never get back to it.
Yeah, you kind of just forget about it.
You know what's so weird though is that like if you do self-teaching though, it's like it honestly sometimes it makes like your content better because you do stuff because like no one taught you how to do it like the quote unquote like right way. You know what I mean? I struggle with that too, because it's just like, oh, like Jimi Hendrix played the guitar the wrong way, and that's why his music was so cool. And you're just like, well, dang, like, you know, like, should I just teach myself? Like, maybe something cool would come out of it.
I didn't
like,
think about that. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good example of it.
Yeah, you know, it's like, why do you do this on your stream? Like, that's really cool. Like, no one's thought of that. Like, oh, I don't know, man. I just thought that's how you did it. It's how I figured out how to do it. And people are like, oh, looks great. And you're just like, oh, okay, neat. Like, you know, like, that's kind of how you like innovate, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I just overthink it.
Being a pioneer in some stuff is really, really cool, but it's also really cool to see other people taking whatever it is that you initiated or invented and just kind of take it to the next step, because then you can also learn from them, which is one thing that I've really, really enjoyed. Well, I'm not saying that I've done that. I don't think I've done that, but it's cool seeing other people do that.
Like it reminds me, I made like an animated like GIF for like my channel the other day, and like I this is a good example of what we're talking about. Is like I could not figure out how to do it the right way, but what I did know is that I made a little clip like of a certain size in like Adobe Premiere, and then I took it out of there, and then I put it into Photoshop, and then I kept messing with the size until it was small enough. You know, it's just like I probably did it the most sketch way possible, but I'm like, it's done. It's like I don't know if I did it the right way, but like I got it done.
Here I am, I'm just like, man, what online tool can I use for free to do this for me? But I'm pretty sure like the way you did it probably has way better quality than how I would do that. But I'm just lazy like that though.
I just got all this stuff because like kind of what we talked about earlier is like, oh, I want to draw and edit videos and be a sound engineer. I'm gonna do it all. Like,
oh man, but there is something that's very prideful of being able to do things on your own. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 100%. You guys can agree with that. Yeah. Like,
oh yeah.
But I gotta ask this too. Does it get annoying when there's too many people asking you for help at one point? Because I know I get that. I feel bad. I'm always I love helping people out, but sometimes I just don't want to help, and I feel rude.
I mean, no one's ever asked me.
No, damn.
No, bro.
I'm gonna start asking you for shit. Hey,
no,
Robot, edit this for me, please.
Yeah, sounds like Robot has a lot of free time.
If anybody needs something done, Robot's open. Just want you guys to know that.
Yeah, currently taking commissions. It doesn't bother me personally. I love that stuff. I just like I feel bad that I don't have more time. I mean, that's the only time I like. I mean, a lot of the content that I make is based on like help. I don't know. I enjoy it. I just wish I had more time to do more. Honestly, like I would love that. That's just where I get personal fulfillment is being able to like answer a question. I think it's why I've always liked like learning so much. Like where I'm just like. I like being able to talk to people about a lot of different stuff. And like, if someone has a question, like trying to answer it for them, you know, but
that's how you know you're a good teacher though. If you can explain it to different people different ways and they still get it.
That's true.
Oh man. I want more time just so I could take a nap. Do you have something?
Yeah, bro. I got take a nap. I got a question here. I wanted to know, bro, what are your influences, if you have any, on streaming, or like who made you? Did you see anyone in particular that made you want to really get started?
Oh wow.
I like that question.
That's a great question.
Thank you, bro. I was thinking about it for a while.
Okay, so it's so weird because I basically like. I'd never watched Twitch until probably like I think it was like August of maybe not last year before, whatever year that was. As you can tell, my ever since COVID and stuff, my timeline has become very jumbled. But I just basically like one day I was like, since I work from home, I was like sitting at home and I was like, yeah, like I like video games. People are always talking about Twitch. I guess I'll just see what it's all about because I need like I was sitting at home by myself all day and I was just like, there's only so many, like, you know, because people weren't like making podcasts because they hadn't figured out how to do like this what we're doing right now. You know, It's like I was like I can only listen to the same music over and over so many times. So I just like turned it on and just kind of like, you know, see what's going on in Warzone and just kind of started from the beginning. But one of my good friends, Mitsu, he's a homie. I started watching his channel and I just really liked it. And it seemed like it was really fun. I honestly, like, it's hard to explain. Like I didn't understand Twitch. Like,
that's
like before I started,
fine.
Like I literally didn't understand. I'm like, why is it fun to watch video games? Why is it fun to like type in chat?
Actually,
like,
that's a great conversation to have. We can have that right after.
Dude, I really didn't understand. I was like, why is it fun to type in chat and then just have somebody like talk to you? But like just being there, like his community was super dope. And like he was like, it was just a lot of fun it just felt really good to be there. And especially at a time where you couldn't really connect with people, you know what I mean? And then I just kind of wanted to, I mean, personally, one of the things that made me want to stream, and this is like, I guess a little bit of a personal one. I wouldn't say there's a lot of, I'll get to there are influences after I started, but it was more just like I was feeling really isolated. I really I wanted to like try something new and kind of push myself into something because I hadn't done it in a while because I hadn't, you know, like we hadn't done a lot of things like outside, you know, like, you know, I hadn't like tried a new career or, you know, sent a scary email for like a thing where I was like, you know what I mean? Like, you know,
respond.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like I hadn't done that in a while. So I kind of just went for it. And like, I still have the video of my first stream. Actually, I keep it and I go back and look at it sometimes. Like, cause I literally recorded,
I wish I did that.
Dude, it was like 30 minutes and it was about as long as I could go before I had a panic attack. And I was like, end. Like, you know, it's just like, and like my camp. Dude, I had like my webcam like sitting on my desk. It's like shooting like up my nose. Like it's terrible. It's so bad, dude.
That
Like,
angle, it's pointing
it's so
up.
bad. Yeah, because I just literally like went to a store and bought a webcam. I didn't know where to put. I just like set it. I just literally just like set it on my desk. I think literally on top of some books, and I was like, this will work.
I like that.
But like, I don't know. And then once I started watching, like I kind of came across some other people, and I met like a lot of people through it. Like I started watching Merc a lot.
Yep.
He's cast for the CDL. He's really good. And, like that was probably the first chat of all the ones I had gone in a few months, and like I love the way he interacted with chat. He does a lot for his community, and especially as someone is like successful as ex CDL pro, like does casting, like all that, and he still like makes time for his community and stuff like that. I was just like, wow, this is really cool. And then I met so many cool people through there, and it led me to like a community that I'm a part of called the Burn Unit, a streamer named Burners. So I posted once I was in like Merc's chat. I remember I put in like the self promo channel, like I don't know, probably like my second stream or whatever, and like he took the time to come by, and was like
nice.
I was like, hey, like whatever, like if you ever want to play some games, like we're kind of similar people. It was like a lot of similar people that were feeling the same things to me, and I was just like, whoa. Like it's just like it was just crazy
sick.
how quickly you realize there's not people, like you're not like alone, I guess, in the feelings that you're feeling. It was really cool. So like those are probably the big ones that like are really like kind of at the beginning, and then through that like I met so many other people that streamed. I mean like I wish there were more names. I mean seriously, not just because I'm here, but like Red's a good example too. Like pretty early on, like he came through, found me in like the Explore channel, and like came through my channel and was like super dope, and like now we're friends, and it's just like, but that even pushed me out of my shell where I'm just like, oh, I shouldn't be scared of like new names in my chat that like I didn't like pre-vet and know before they got here. You know what I mean? Like it was just, I don't know. It's, yeah. I mean, and going by his channel and his whole community being accepting, I was just like, oh, this is so crazy. Like how nice people are.
Dude, it's so freaking nice having like a welcoming community. But it's actually funny how you say that I found you when Robot had found me. So this is kind of this ladder at the moment where Robot finds me, I find you. And then
no shot, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Found
no way.
me because wait, I'll let you. You said the story once, but just you can give like a quick summary of what happened.
Yeah, bro, the rundown. Well, I mean, I was super depressed, right, in like 2016 or whatever, and then it was that reason. It was that reason, bro. Yeah, you go on Twitch and you find people because they're live streaming, and you want to like interact with them because you don't feel alone. And then I'm just going through Minecraft, and I'm like, oh, yo, there's someone playing Minecraft. I sorted from like low to high, I think. I just clicked on the first one, and just by chance I find him. And then he was super cool. He was playing 21 Pilots, and I'm like, hell yeah, I love 21 Pilots.
I want to point out, I remember my old setup. I was streaming directly from the PlayStation 4. It was console Minecraft. So I wasn't even playing like Java version on desktop or anything. It was just vanilla console Minecraft. I had a snowball microphone. I didn't have music playing in the stream. I had it playing on my mic for the stream. That's how bad this
that sounds very scuffed and awesome.
It's so scuffed, man. But in doing that, yeah, I've become great friends with Robot. We actually get he lives kind of far away, but we make the time to go see each other, hang out, and luckily I'm still alive after I got invited to go camping with him, so he's not a serial killer, which is great. My mom was like, don't talk to strangers, and here I am. I made friends with a stranger.
And they went to the woods with me.
5 miles into the woods, no civilization around.
Dude, I think like when you rated my channel, that was like the first time someone like I didn't know like rated my channel, or that like I didn't know like through like somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, oh, who's this person? Like, oh no, like I was like really nervous, and then I was just like, because I was just like, oh, this could be good or bad, I guess. Like, oh, who is this person? And just like, hey, I'm having a good time, and I was like, okay, that's good. Like, like that's awesome, man. Like, I'm glad you're having a good time, and like, like your community came through, and then like I don't know, it's. Yeah. So, I mean, like I would say that like no one initially, it's not like I saw, X person like streaming and I was like, I want to be like them. It was more like kind of just jumped off the deep end just because it was a personal thing. Like after watching it a little bit, I was like, maybe I'll give this a shot. So I remember I like messaged Mitsu and I was like, yo, I'm thinking about streaming. I was like, do it. Yeah. I'm like, all right. You know,
jump
it's
into
like,
it. That's
what
I
like,
tell everybody. But then the excuses, I don't know if you've gotten excuses if someone has asked you how to set up streams before. I'll always get excuses of like, oh, I don't have a setup. I don't have a gaming PC. I don't have like the good mic. It's like, it doesn't matter. I already just said the setup that I had. I had a shit $50 mic, no webcam, and I played console Minecraft and slowly grew from there. Just jump into it, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's scary. I mean, I think that the thing for me that really bothered me is like I'm a very like prepared person. I like to know a lot of stuff, and like I think it was so different. It was so scary because I didn't know like what to do, right? Like there was no way to like do anything. You can't like really prepare yourself. There's no way you can learn how to read chat and play a game and be entertaining. There's literally no like
oh my
unless
God.
You like
if anybody has tips and tricks, I need it, dude.
Dude, I know the one thing I did is like I remember I like would play Warzone, like play solos like by myself like at night in the dark and just like talk the whole time just to figure out if I even liked it. Like I was just like, could I even like do this? And I was like, it didn't prepare me at all, you know, to like
no, yeah. There's no preparation.
But it was still, I mean, it was still like a thing that I did. But anyway, I hope that answers your question, Robot.
Oh, dude, perfectly. But yeah, it's so funny that you say that too about the whole live stream thing, because when you're like, you can't prepare for it, it's all live. But that's also like what makes it a little more fun. Is it, you know, it really tests like if you're trying to be a streamer that's on the comedy side, it really tests your improv and like what you can come up with on the spot from whatever people give you. Yep. It's a good time if you're able to make it a good time.
You know what's so
go ahead, Steve.
I was just saying, you know what's so weird is like I realized this the other day is like my like streaming has made me so much better like at my job because of what you're talking about, Robot, like improv and stuff. Or just like in conversation and all that stuff because like yes, like I try to be as funny as I can. That's just my personality. But like at the same time, it's gotten me so much better at just like weaving in and out of like conversation in general, just in everyday life. That's what I think. That's why I say like there's no way you can like prepare for it unless you literally do improv comedy like for a career. Like, you know, like I don't think there's any way to like get ready for it.
That actually brings me to one thing that I tell people. It's one of like the hard truths kind of thing. You have to be somewhat social. You have to be somewhat of a social person, or if you're an introvert, you have to bring yourself out of that shell if you want to stream. Because if you're going to stream and you don't have a mic turned on or you don't have the webcam turned on, there's like no communication whatsoever when it comes to people who are chatting. There's no growth. There's not going to be any growth until you take yourself out of that and you force yourself into it. Because there's been people who I've watched and they're kind of just mumbling to themselves and that's kind of it. There's no emphasis on anything. They're not trying to be social. They're not trying to be funny. They're just playing the game. And I think at that point is when you either have to be really good at the game or you have to be somewhat social, right? Like you have to have some sort of skill, or making your a goal to develop this skill. And I feel bad whenever I do mention that because it is a hard truth. It's like a hard pill to swallow that there's something that you need to strive for. And I just wish more people who are getting into streaming or want to get into streaming, like just keeping that in mind. I don't want to be super rude about it though, but it is something that I wish I was told ahead of time.
No, I agree. I mean, there's definitely it's cool because like I'm trying to think of the way to put it. It's just like there's only so many people that are like super cracked at video games, you know, like, and if you are, awesome, go like that makes it a lot easier. But like, yeah, definitely, I would say like, yeah, definitely get out of your shell and try to figure out what makes you like why people like you. You know, like, I don't really
niche,
know,
right?
Yeah, just like what it is, like, you know, like ask a friend. Like, like, why do you like me? Like, maybe they like that you're sarcastic. Great.
Robot,
like,
why do you like
obviously,
me?
I don't.
All right, fair enough.
He's just here for the podcast.
Yeah, he's here for the clout. That's understandable. I'm mooching off of him too, so it's mutual.
He just needs somebody to go camping with.
Yeah,
For real. Hey, any campers in the chat?
Any camper? Hey, chat.
Hey, chat, any campers?
Oh god. Actually,
I don't know.
oh my god, this man, when he took me to the first camping trip that I went with him, that same one where I wasn't killed. I actually had to buy a lot of camping material because I live in Southern California. If I want to drive out to the woods, it's about a 4 hour drive. But it's like we didn't go to a campgrounds location. Like we straight up followed this dirt path and there was an open spot and we were like, that looks good. So it was like kind of genuine camping, if that makes any kind of sense.
Yeah, man, that's good camping. That's primitive camping, I think is what they call it.
Yeah.
I love that camping. That's the best. That's the only camping.
Absolutely.
In my humble, very correct opinion.
My 100% correct. No way you can argue against it.
Anything else is wrong.
So, real quick, what you were saying though with that, like even with figuring out what you like, I know one thing that I wish somebody would have told me, and I didn't think about it until I don't know. I think I was just I didn't know how to figure it out myself. Was just like ask chat what they like and what they don't like, man. Like they'll tell you. I mean, like I would ask people that. I'm just like, why do you like being here? I don't know. Like like I've seen you here a couple times. Why are you enjoying it? What could I be doing better?
Why are you here?
I mean, like it's just like if you think about
boss, Soup, you're just like, why are you here? You're looking down at them.
It's just true though. It's just like, I mean, you have literally a live audience to get feedback from, you know what I mean? Like, and also like being able to be like a little bit aware of your surroundings. Like, I generally don't get upset when I game anyway. I'm just a pretty calm person, but like I've noticed like when I get in a bad mood, like I noticed early, like if something bad would happen, I would get upset. Like my chat would die if I would get like in a bad mood.
Yeah.
Because like, that's just like, I am obviously not a good time when I'm in a bad mood. But like the other side of that too is I was like, how can I get better at that? And it's just like, oh, I'll just like talk about it. Like I generally try to be a pretty private person, but at the same time, like I can talk about like why. Like I don't know. That was something I tried to do the night that that we talked, the thing we talked about earlier in the podcast. It's just like I was like, I'm just gonna talk about this. Like I don't know. Like there's something somebody can get from this. Like
bring your feelings out here, man. Bring the guitar out, play Wonderwall, get the whole thing, the whole shebang.
Dude, you're really digging into this camping thing. Wonderwall around the campfire.
Hey, he took his ukulele. I'm just pointing that out too.
Dude, that sounds like a great time.
It's just good times. Only good times. Bro, hey, you come through next time.
Well, we would have to go over to him.
I'll come to California. That sounds good. It's like 70 degrees there all the time. It sounds wonderful.
It's currently 81 in my room and like 64 outside. It's only hot in here because of my PC.
Yeah. Gamer struggles.
Bruh, honestly though, I wish someone would have told me having a gaming PC was going to become a heater. It's great for the winter, but oh my god.
No one told me that either.
Does your room get super hot when you played Warzone or Tarkov?
Dude, it's so hot. It gets a lot better. It's a lot better with Tarkov. For whatever reason, my PC just hates Warzone. Like I have to. So this is just a little hack for everybody. I actually got it from one day I was watching Tim the Tatman play.
Nice.
He was like, "Yo, if y'all have a PC, he's like, put a fan underneath your desk. It will literally like change your life," and it really has. That's a little life hack. I was just like, I was at Target like later that night, and then I had like a little fan for like $10. And I popped it under my desk. It literally changes everything.
I have like,
my feet are
fan here.
Dude, it's like my feet are cold. I'm good, and just like I don't know, like having like airflow like coming from I don't know. It's just a little life hack anyway.
I didn't know.
It's like the optimal placing.
Yeah.
Dude, you are
between the legs, pointing at the jewels.
It's just, dude, it's a game changer. I'm not gonna lie, he was right.
I'm gonna have to get a small fan now, something they could put underneath a USB fan or something. Oh my god, dude! I had a question. I forgot what it was going to be. Now it was something that we spoke about earlier.
You wanted to talk about?
Oh my gosh!
You want to talk about? We were talking about what led us into streaming, and how weird talking about or why people want to watch Twitch.
Actually, yeah, that kind of helped me out. I can actually ask Robot because he watches my streams. Whenever I get in a bad mood, I know I usually tend to like kind of test it out for an hour or so, and if I'm still not in a good mood, I just end the stream. But from your experience, having watched the streams, if I ever get in a bad mood, what goes through your head whenever you see me that way?
Well, now I'm just like, oh, that's the usual. He's not in a good mood.
Surprise.
I'll just put some dancing emotes or something, just to make it happy. But I mean, I'll try to make jokes and stuff, but my reaction is just the same. I'll probably make fun of you or something.
Understandable.
Yeah, because it's when I see someone getting like really mad. Like I've never seen you get. I've only seen you get really mad once. I've only ever seen the claws come out once. Oh god, I don't remember what you were playing.
I have a vague memory of me raging.
Oh, you were playing against your brother.
With my brother?
Yeah, you were playing against him on something.
Was it Mario?
And you got so mad. I don't remember what it was, but you got really mad and just ended the stream. But
I feel like it might have been Smash Bros or something.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was.
You
that sounds about right. Yeah.
You were like, bro, this sucks. This sucks. But that's the thing with like people that get really mad and stuff like that. I feel like if you're going to get that mad, you should probably just end it there instead of trying to push through it, because people don't like that negative energy. Because most of the time people are at your streams to either have a good time or just have you in the background just so they don't feel lonely or whatever. And then the moment good vibes or bad vibes start blasting out,
that's oh my god, that's such a shot in the foot too, because and it sucks that you can't really control how your streams are going to go, especially if you stream for like 2 to 4 hours. But that's always kind of the target, and I'm pretty sure it's the same for you, Soup, where you want to have good vibes the entire time through, but it's not going to happen. But there's just some streams that just really push your buttons. You could just have woken up on the wrong side of the bed, or something happened right before the stream or something, and it just like ruins everything. I hate those streams, man. I hate them so much.
Yeah, that's a skill I think I'm still trying to learn, of just like I've said it on stream too sometimes, especially like I think as you like grow a community, like I know like my community is really like, there's some days where I've been having like the worst day, and it literally always seems to be like those days like that's when like I don't know, like chat picks you up or something, or like they've done a much better job of getting to know me, like, or if I'm having a bad, like he's like Robot said, it's just like, or like normally it's like, or like someone bullies you like in the right way, like makes funny or whatever, it makes you laugh or whatever, like they just make fun of you, like I don't know, like it's those I always try to have like good vibes, but there's definitely like, I don't know, I mean I guess that's like the thing of like live entertainment, right? It's just like you can't really help if you get like I know like something that used to always take me out is like you get like a really bad death comm in like Warzone, and it would just like piss me off or something.
Someone says the N-word.
Yeah, like someone says something like that you don't like, or whatever, like it can be all like
neighbor, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, anything that's just really that you're just like, man, and it just like snaps you out, especially if you're having a bad day, then it just like makes it worse. But like another thing I've tried to do is realize what those are and try to like get out in front of them. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna mute voice chat today, or like in Tarkov, like I did it, like I've never done this, but like in Tarkov, like for a little bit I put like like the Twitch or whatever like in my gamer tag, so if I got killed, like like just trying to like, honestly I was just trying to meet more people in the community. It's a pretty small community, and like most of the time I've seen like some of my friends that play Tarkov, like they'll have people come through, and most of the time it was a pretty solid interaction. And like I was just like, oh, it'd be fun. And like I met some really cool people doing that. But there was like a day where I had on a personal level, like a bad day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, so far I've had nothing but good interactions. But if today is the day that someone comes through and is toxic, I'm gonna lose it. Like I was like, it's gonna be bad. You know what I mean? So like I've tried to get out in front of it a little bit, but I mean, I definitely have defaulted to where like, if I'm just not having it, just end in stream, like cutting your losses. Like, you know, like, oh, my time is better spent like trying to make a video or something, you know, like, because I mean, that's just, I mean, what it is. I want it to be good. I don't want the stream to be bad, you know. If you're a full-time streamer, like that's a whole different time. That's a whole different thing. Because like if you're having a bad day, you can't really like not do it. Like,
you know, like Twitch contracts where you have to oblige, and is it oblige? I guess you have to follow whatever the contract says and stream a certain amount of hours, which is very. I don't think becoming a Twitch partner you get that, but once you become like, you know, top 100, I think you're supposed to be hitting like certain hours. Just crazy to think about.
I've thought about that. I'm like, obviously, like I would love to do this full time. I really enjoy it, but I'm just like, I feel like that brings like a whole different like, you know, thing of like mental stuff we were talking about earlier. Is just like, yeah, what if you do if 3 hours in you have that, but you're like, oh, I still have to be here for 5 more hours. Like, what do you do?
It is a job at that point.
Yeah. Like I have bad days at work all the time. I still keep working. Like, you know, I guess you just get used to it, but
gets at home early.
For real.
Yeah.
Once you get up to that like level of people watching you all the time and you have to be there, it kind of becomes like a character that you put on. Like it's a whole mindset that you have to have in order to keep going. Like that's what I've seen with a lot of people like who do YouTube.
Yeah.
Before they turn the cameras on, you know, it's that process. You're like, what's going on, guys? And then you go take a deep breath. Yeah,
it's your boy SoopChef. What's going on? Like,
it's Twitch mode.
God. Oh man. Okay, so this is kind of completely going off from what we were talking about now, but it kind of goes back to playing with different people and kind of networking and making friends on Twitch. Have you played with people who are trying to become YouTubers? I'm asking Soup for this one.
I personally have not.
You haven't? I have.
No.
I don't know. It's a very questionable experience. The reason it kind of came through is because I have one person who, you know, they followed me, they ended up streaming, and then they started focusing more on YouTube, and they are growing, and I've seen their channels and views growing, which is really fucking awesome. And then they invited me to a play session with them, and oh my god, man, the YouTube content creators is a different breed when they're starting off. It is
the energy.
Oh my, is it even energy, man? I streamed it once, Soup, and everyone in my chat was confused because I was the only person streaming. Oh, actually, no, there was one person streaming it too, but they, I think they focus more on YouTube as well. But my chat was very confused, and they're not used to the, I guess, that level of energy and loudness, because I feel like I turned them down to like 60 on Discord. That's how loud they were. It is insane.
Would the difference being like you're just trying to get like a lot of footage and then you kind of just figure out what you're going to edit down?
For them,
like,
yes. For them. For me, I was there because I knew it was going to be an experience, so I wanted to stream it.
Yeah.
And I told them ahead of time and they were cool with it. But for them, you know, for YouTube groups, it's a play session. It could be 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever. They try to make as many jokes as they can, and, you know, they get the good out of the whole thing. And man,
interesting.
It's something, man. The amount of jokes that bombed is insane. And it just, oh my god, it was so loud too. Do you have anything you want to say to that, Robot?
No, I'm remembering that stream. It's so funny, but that's like, you know, that's the thing that you have to do. In order to find the really good ones, you gotta absolutely,
you have to bomb some jokes,
cut everything else. Yeah. And boy, were there lots of bombs.
Yeah, I haven't played with anybody or tried that, but I mean, I assume it's tough because I know how many times, and sometimes I put them at the end of my YouTube videos of just even trying to record like a minute intro, how many times I re-record it. And then like, so I can only imagine what that's like trying to do like in a video game where you're just trying to make jokes about what's happening.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm like, hey, it's your boy. Like, oh, I just forgot my own name. Okay, cool. All right, well, I guess we'll do that one over. So like, I couldn't imagine trying to make jokes on the fly for 2 hours. That sounds very hard.
I'm not talking shit on that group. If any of them listen to this, hey, what's up, man? I'm not talking shit. I'm just explaining my experience. But it definitely was an experience.
I mean, you gotta behind the scenes look at how the sausage is made. You know,
Yeah.
I guess it's always a little different when you look at it from that direction.
It is very different because so it's one of those things where like, I know if I were to have like play sessions with you, with Robot, with our other friend Alex, if we're just normally playing and I can be recording, or I think now I just use NVIDIA highlights, so I could just clip it. So it has my mic, it'll record there. So I'm not constantly recording, but if something funny happens, I can just clip it, which is really nice. And I wish I figured that out so much sooner. I could have made so many more videos. But it's one of those things where naturally playing, we have so many more funny moments, but in like the kind of few times that we tried doing recording sessions, it didn't feel as natural, and that's probably why I didn't enjoy it as much.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I did not know like a gaming session was a thing.
Yeah, no, that
like
is
where
definitely a thing, man.
Like where you get together offline and then like just play and try to make entertainment. I did not know that was a thing that people did.
I know it's more
So
of a YouTube
I learned
thing
something
than
today.
it is a Twitch thing, because the Twitch, you're just like, hey, I'm live, do you want to play? Or like, you know, it's a little bit different because you're not necessarily out here making funny montage moments as you record. Well, actually, I think they do that. I think they do that on Twitch too. So they'll probably stream for like 2 hours, get the best clips, and then boom, second channel content.
Honestly, I don't know if I could be entertaining doing that. Like if I'm not like streaming, I'm normally like probably like in some ugly like scrunched up position on my desk, just staring with my mouth open at my monitor. You know? Yeah, like you know, like I don't think I could do like that's just, you know, I'm like, huh? Like, you know. Yeah,
Like, from Death Note pills.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Like I don't know, yeah. Normally and like I don't know, I just look very slouchy. Like I don't know if I could just play games offline and be entertaining. I don't know why.
I feel like that's still like probably, I guess we could call it a different skill. I would assume you have different skills when it comes to YouTube and Twitch. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure some can cross over, but I don't know how much of it would actually cross over.
I don't know, I try to keep some time to like game offline just so I could like, because I still really like video gaming.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I mean, like I try to like just if I'm not like streaming, if I'm playing with anybody, I kind of
you need to have
try to
those
make it a
games
little
to
bit
play
more chill,
offline.
you know. Yeah, absolutely.
Also, Robot, did you want to ask another question? Because I know we've hit the 1 hour mark, but we can always go longer than that.
So this actually goes back to what we were talking about not too long ago.
I'm sorry.
About the whole toxicity thing.
Can I just ask, did you flip a page?
I sat up in my chair.
Really, it sounded like you flipped a page on a journal. I was like, oh, that's not serious.
I just imagine him sitting there with like a pipe, you know, and like little monocles. He's just like, hold on, like licks his fingers, like.
That's a good idea, bro.
I'm sorry, I was just really curious. All right,
in a really thick cardigan. He's like, excuse me, Soup Chef, I have a question.
So,
Go ahead, sorry. Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay. So I was going to ask you about the whole toxicity thing with like games and stuff like that. I want to know what your opinion was on like the whole conversation about how a lot of people that play Tarkov and stuff like that are extremely toxic, and especially towards like players that want to get into the game, new players. They'll come in and kind of like be shunned a little bit.
Yeah.
From playing. I want to know your opinion on that.
Well,
I think it. I mean,
right?
Yeah, I have. I mean, like, I personally have had. Oh man. Okay, so I played obviously like a lot of Warzone and a lot of Tarkov. I personally have had worse experiences in like the Call of Duty community. Honestly, like,
Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, like,
Oh yeah, the sweaties.
most people I know in Call of Duty community are awesome too. I mean, it's just like one of those things where it's just like, it seems like people are really quick, just be like, you suck. And you're just like, okay, like, I guess, like, you know, I mean, like, even like, you know, water. Yeah. Like even if like a lower KD like player like kills you, they're just like, you suck. I'm like, I guess you killed me this time in this video game that's a lot of RNG and stuff. Like, okay, cool. Yeah. But like, I mean, I personally have had good experiences in the Tarkov community. I honestly think since it's kind of a smaller game and it's like an absolutely brutal game at times, that like, honestly, there's like a little bit more of like sharing and like the overall like game experience of it just kind of being a tough game. What?
I think your mic cut out. Is it like it just went quiet
for a little bit there?
It's still recording on here. Sorry, I was staring at it. That's weird. Maybe Discord just messed up.
All right, what? Can you just repeat that sentence one more time?
Yeah, no problem. I forgot what I was saying. I was on like I was on a heater, man.
Sorry.
Dang. No, you're good.
No, I was just saying you had better experiences on Tarkov than you had Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I have personally, just because like I think like the player base it's kind of a brutal game, so people generally share kind of in like the I don't want to call it like just like in the toughness of what it is. Like it's kind of a shared experience, I guess, and generally people are really helpful. Yeah, and like generally people are really helpful. You're like, man, I'm having like such a tough time with like this task. How do I do it? And they'll generally be someone who's pretty nice instead of just saying like get good, you know, which like they'll be like, you know, here's how I did it. You know what I mean? Like, because that's how I feel like that's how it is sometimes with
Dark
like
Souls players be like,
yeah, they're just like, have you tried hitting your shots? And you're just like, okay,
have you tried
yeah,
not
I'll do that
dying?
Next time. But like, I mean, there's definitely some toxicity. I mean, I think it's weird because like there is, since you can play the game so many different ways, I think sometimes people gatekeep a little bit if you're not playing like a specific way, you know, but like, which I understand, everybody's a little different, but I mean, it's a very daunting game to get into. And I think if someone doesn't have the right experience, like starting with it, I could completely understand why they would think that it's like toxic. If the first person you run into is just like, I don't know, VoIPs at you and is like toxic, or comes into your chat and tells you suck and you only have like 20 hours in the game, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that would be, I would definitely be like, you know, this community sucks. You know, like I was very lucky that like the people that I met when I first started playing the game were like super helpful and like passed on knowledge. And that's what I've tried to do when I play the game. It's what I focus like my YouTube content on, and honestly my channel.
Heck yeah,
like if anybody asks, or like I know, you know, a few of my friends have started playing it just from like, you know, from watching the stream or whatever, but oh, this game looks interesting, what is it, and like explaining, and then, you know, like helping. But I don't know. I mean, I personally have had good experiences in the community, but I think there's definitely, especially the players that have played it for like a really long time, like the OGs, you know?
Yeah.
Like sometimes those people can be more toxic than like newer players, because they're just like, you don't know
masters,
Tarkov,
man. They have
like,
it all down.
Yeah, you don't know what it was like, man. And you're just like,
back in my day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, like literally the same thing. You know, like we walked uphill both ways in the snow to play Tarkov. And you're like, okay.
We played the original map. It was way harder.
Yeah, you know, but I think, I mean, it's a really. I'm sure you get the same thing in any sort of like MMO, you know, like RPG community. You know, where it's just like, you think World of Warcraft's hard now. You didn't even have to play back then. And you're just like, okay.
Actually, I do want to mention, for anyone who doesn't know what VoIP is, it's just in-game voice chat. I forget what the acronyms actually stand for, but that's what VoIP is, in case anyone was confused. But I also do want to agree in the fact of whenever I watch or lurk in your streams and you kill someone, there's never really been a time where, at least when I've been there, that someone had said something negative through in-game chat. But I know I can give a huge example because I love playing hardcore game modes in Call of Duty. So 1 or 2 shots to die, no minimap, no health bars, nothing, doesn't show you. It's just pure gameplay. And with that kind of game mode, you know, you'll have people who are hiding around corners, or, you know, it's a lot more tactical to play than it is, you know, normal game modes where they're just running and gunning, right? But you'll still have teammates, and sometimes in the enemy teams, if you have in-game chat turned on, where they're going to call you a camper, or they're going to be like, they're going to call you dog water because you're not rushing in the game. And I'm just like, bro, it's Call of Duty hardcore game modes. It's not meant to be run and gun. If you can do that, you got the skill, awesome, good for you. But don't get mad at other people for playing a specific game mode to play a little bit more slow and tactically. So I don't know.
Dude, I'll give a good example of that. Like, so the other day I was playing, and I was trying to do a task. I can't remember what it was, but I had to use like a specific like the game gave me a task where you have to wear like a really bad armor and a bad helmet basically, and you have to kill players or whatever. So like I was like rotating around like one part of the map because I had to use like a bolt action rifle as well. So I was like, you're already kind of at a disadvantage, especially against like, you know, automatic weapons or whatever. So I'm kind of like, I literally was like rotating around the map, and I was shooting NPCs, you know, they're called scavs in the game, but like, you know, non-playable characters like AI. And I literally like saw a player rotate out, whatever. We had like a good battle. He ended up killing me, and it was a TTV person. So I like went to their channel, and like as soon as I went there, it was on like a little bit of a delay, you know, like as you know, Twitch is.
Yeah.
And like when I got there, he was like cursing at me and like saying like terrible things. They can still have
their
like,
mic on if they're downed, right?
Well, no, like he was just talking to his chat, but he was like he was like just trash talking like so bad, and I was just like, yo, dude, like I'm not saying you have to censor yourself just because you put like TTV, like whatever, run your channel however you want, but it was just like really weird. He was like, you rat, like all this stuff, and like I'm saying like just mean stuff, honestly, just like to be like honest, and and it was just really weird because I was like. I was like even talking to my chat because like my chat could hear it. I was like, I wasn't camping. We were literally just happy. We were like both walking the same direction and like ended up running into each other, which is like how the game works.
I love that.
Yeah, like you know, it's like if you were walking through a door, like when someone does that, when you both get to the door at the same time, and then you're like, are you camping the door, bro? It's like, no, dude, we just both got to the door at the same time. Like, you know, and it was just timing. Like. But like I understand, like that's the kind of thing, like what I was talking about with like the toxicity. It's like I can understand, like if you just started playing the game and like you got killed by a much better player, which like he was much better than me. Like I got 2 shots on him and he's still like good grenade, like did a good lean peek, got a good position, like played the heck out of it. And I was like, wow. I literally went to his chat to tell him good shots. And then I went there and I saw that and I'm like, man, like I would feel terrible if that I don't know. If I just started the game and I went to go do that, it actually happened to me when I first started playing. I will not say the streamer, but I actually got killed by a pretty big streamer, and I went and like I had just started playing the game. I was definitely playing. Like, I was crouch walking around trying to figure it out. Like I heard a noise. I didn't know what direction it came from, and I got absolutely put in a blender. You know, and then he was trash talking in his chat too. And I was like, I just started playing the game. Like, you know, like I you know, like if I could definitely understand people be like, this community's toxic, man. Like, you know, like I don't know. Like I think if you ever watch me play, like obviously sometimes like, you know, you get competitive or whatever. Like I try not to even if I kill someone, I'm just like, all right, got him, or I get excited that I did a thing, not like, you suck, you're terrible, get out of here. Like, I don't know. It's just like
you're trash can.
Sometimes I think it's like, you know, yeah. I mean, if you're being toxic or whatever, like, yeah, if I kill you, like, you know, if you're trash talking, if we're having good banter or whatever, like that's fun, you know, like, but yeah, I don't know. I don't understand the need to be.
Actually, I have one more question before we end up wrapping things up. So yeah. I've always been personally against throwing TTV onto my own name whenever I'm playing online, whether it's Rocket League, Call of Duty, whatever game that allows clan tags or anything like that. Because I feel like I become a target. Like I'm putting a target on my back for, I don't know, it's just me being kind of on the negative side, but I feel like more people would negatively come into your streams than positive. But I'm pretty sure you've had the opposite effect of that, right?
Yeah, I only did it for like a week, like literally like a week, because I had never done. I'm very similar. I will never do it in Call of Duty. I don't want any of that. But like, I've had pretty good experiences at least. Like I thought it was fun in Tarkov because like it was interesting because like people would come in and be like, yo, like, you know, good shots, or like I just got you or whatever. And you're like, oh, like, and most of the time I'd just be like, yo, where were y'all at? Like I couldn't even see you. Like you can talk through it, and it's kind of fun. I thought that part was fun.
Sick.
And just like meeting
like
more of the community. Yeah, because I'm like, yo, I killed 2 of your teammates. I didn't know you had a third. Where were they at? And they're like, oh, they were around the corner and like over here. And I was like, yeah, can you hear me again?
Yeah, I can.
I don't know what's going on with my Discord every now and then. I would just say, I just thought it was cool because it's just like, you know, be like, oh, I killed like 2 of y'all. Like, I didn't know there was a third. Like, where are they at? And like over there, like, oh, I'm like, oh, GG's. And like, yeah, good shots or whatever. Like, I feel like it's been different in Tarkov, but like, yeah, I don't know if I don't think it'll be like a permanent fixture. I don't know. I definitely like on one of my streams, I had somebody, I did notice like in my clips that like someone clipped like killing me, and I thought that was weird because it wasn't overly impressive. It was just kind of like, you know, just
they
like
went through
I was just
to
like,
your channel to get that.
Yeah, you know, and like I thought that, you know, and I thought that was kind of weird, you know. So like, I don't know if it'll be a thing I do all the time, but like, I don't know. I thought it was fun interactions. I really like just meeting more of the. It's hard to meet more of the community, especially because like I play mostly solo. I really enjoy playing it solo. So like, I don't really know how you meet people that way, I guess, but.
I'm just saying, he probably put you on his montage, your point of view.
Yeah, okay. When I was looking the other direction, he shot me in the back. It's a really cool clip.
Sick. It's got dubstep in the background and everything.
Yeah.
I love those about the death comms.
Yeah.
Those are probably, even if it is toxic, bro, those are still the funniest things ever.
Oh, man.
After you kill someone, they're like, you just hear them screaming on the background.
That was my favorite when it came to like making videos through Warzone. That was my favorite thing to do, is just trying to get death comms, I think is what it is.
Dude, some of my favorite moments in Warzone are like either someone like telling you how good you are or like calling you a cheater. Like both of those give me the equal amount of energy. Like, or they're just like, nice shots. And you're like, thanks, man. Or like, cheater. And I'm like, I'm not cheating at all. I'm just good. Yeah, I'm crazy. Like, I don't know.
Rat. When did that become a thing? Getting called a rat?
I don't know, because like I feel like everybody calls each other rat, but like they're still campers, so I don't know who's. I don't know. I think everybody thinks they're running around like, yeah. I don't know. I think everybody thinks they're running around being cracked. I don't know what happened.
Because I think I had mentioned or asked that on the last podcast episode too. Because I forget how we got on the topic, but there's new slang when it comes to gaming, and I feel like it's such a boomer when it comes to this. But rat is definitely a new one. Or even though what you say, Soup, no shot. Like I heard you say that, and then I started hearing more of the people who I watch on YouTube saying that. I'm just like, when did this become a thing? What the hell?
Dude, I think I got incepted with that because that was never part of my like vocabulary. I think it's just I literally think it just got incepted from watching other people. I think the thing that's tough is like I try not to call people rats unless I know they were being a rat, like unless I have context for the whole situation, because it's just like that guy that called me a rat. I'm like, dude, you weren't here. You just got here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like, yes, I could have been sitting here the whole game, but also you could have just got here at the same exact time. Like, I don't know. It's weird. It's just like I feel like because it triggers people so much, that's why people like it. You know, just like you were just sitting there. Like, no, I wasn't. Like, you know, because you're trying to explain a story that they weren't there for. So like, there's no way they're gonna believe you.
You know what else I feel boomerist? I'm sorry, Robot. You go first.
I was gonna say, it's a lot of that like gamer slang that you're talking about. It's always it's really dependent too on like the communities that you're in and what games you're playing. Like that reminds me of that one dude on TikTok who who does the Valorant stuff. He's like, "You're literally brain dead, bro." Slow emoji times 7. It's like no one would say that,
no,
unless that you're in that community and you're surrounded by that like people that say that kind of stuff. So like Call of Duty and stuff like that would be more people saying rat.
Yeah, shooter like games.
Dude, I feel like a boomer, and I definitely have like tried to say some of them before, and then it just doesn't feel right. Like, it
doesn't hit right. It doesn't feel right.
I think like the first time I said like someone was cracked, I was like, I don't like that. But that's only way. Like, bro, you're really cracked at Warzone. Is that right? Am I saying that? Right? Do you understand me? Like,
I'm not saying that. Oh, Robot, we say that to Fish. I think that's the only person when we say that too.
Yeah, crack hands.
Yeah, crack hands. Oh my god! But even it goes back to what I was gonna say earlier. I feel like a boomer because especially I'm not fully like head first dived into the Smash community, but Robot is, and when I hear them say their slang, I'm just like, bro, they're talking Latin to me or something. Because he'll like we can be playing, and then he goes, "You got a nair, you got a nair," and without saying what it is, what do you think nair is, Soup? You were to take a guess.
The only thing I know is that it's a hair removal system. So is that like scalping someone or something?
First thing I thought of, I was like, what do you mean? What is? Why do I have to shave right now?
I don't want to.
Nair is neutral air. So you're just jumping and you're pressing A or whatever your attack button is. That's what Nair is. So they shortened it down. But there's so many more that I'll hear them say. And I'm just confused and then he'll tell me it as if I know what it is.
I was just so used to saying it. I used to say it so quick. Holy shit, that was a sick dare. Fair to dare to nair to.
I was like, what? I know what a spike is, and that's it, man. Because I like doing that. So.
Do you know? So wait. So do you know what a Timmy is in Tarkov?
What?
That sounds hilarious.
Timmy?
Is that just like a little kid?
If I described a player as a Timmy, what would you think?
I'm gonna assume that's like referring to Tim the Tap Man, so someone who's probably not good at the game.
No, I think it's just like a.
Hey, Tim's great. Love you, Tim.
It's just. I think it's just a term. It's like a term they use for like new players or people that aren't very good. But I don't think it has anything to do with Tim the Tap Man. I think it's just like a. Kind of funny. That's kind of funny. Pretty close.
I got it.
Wrong context, same answer. Yeah, you got a different direction to get there, but yeah. Sorry, it just reminded me of that. Like, wow, I feel like there are certain words that you can inherently kind of get the context out of weirdly, and I think you oddly proved my point, but not the way I thought you were going to.
Well, because I know it's a running joke when it comes to Tim the Tap Man that he's not the best player, but he's just such a good entertainer.
Yeah.
But I think even he makes fun of himself. I think I saw one video where he's like, the squad when they have. What is it? The squad when they have to play with you getting a dub because your squad carried you.
Dude, my man's a 3 KD player and he thinks he's people are like, you're bad at the game. Bro, that always cracks me up in his chat when they're like, you suck. I'm like, he's a 3 KD player, you know.
For people who might not know, 3.0 KD is kill death ratio, which means you have 3 times more kills than you do deaths. So that's really good.
Yeah, I think if you're over 0.9 in Warzone, you're considered above average.
0.9?
Yes, because not every death on Warzone is caused by a player. You can technically die by like jumping off of things. So it's like I think like 0.9. Like, yeah.
Damn, I need to check my stats. I'm pretty sure I'm over 0.9. So I've always considered myself an above average player, but not semi-pro to pro level.
Dude, that's
above average.
This is the kind of thing I was talking about with like the toxicity or whatever. Sometimes is like I am by no means a super crack. I think I'm like a 1.2 or something.
You're not cracked.
I'm like, no, I'm not cracked, bro. But like, I'm not YYing all over the map or whatever, you know. But like, there's like I think like that technically like a 1.2 puts you in like the top like 20% of players, you know. So like that's why I don't understand when people are like rat or like you suck or get good. I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, there's like I don't know. There's not many like 5 KD players on this game or anything. I don't know. Everybody acts like they are sometimes. It's annoying.
I think even the funniest game that I can probably use as an example that doesn't require super skill, but it requires a lot of RNG is Mario Kart. I love Mario Kart, but not too many people want to play with me because apparently I have high RNG when it comes to that game.
You get the stars out of the bouncing bubble boxes or whatever.
Sometimes.
I haven't played in forever. I could be talking absolute nonsense right now. I don't think I've played since N64.
Understandable, man.
Bro, he gets the stupidest stuff. He'll just be going right. I'm about to win. I'm like, he's in second. He's right behind me. We both go for a box. In my box, I get like a fire flower or something, nothing I can use, and then he gets like a green shell. Yep. And he's like, oh, whatever, bro. I'm just gonna throw it, and then he throws it, and it's like perfectly mathematically shoots. He like uses a ruler or some shit, and then bounces off every single wall and hits me, and then he wins. And he's like, oh, dude, let's go. Like, no.
Are you referring to the clip where I was like, I need to round this around this player to hit robot? And I did.
And then it did.
Dude, my man's doing trigonometry during the game and not telling anybody.
Hey, that was just a lucky throw, okay? I didn't think it was actually gonna happen.
Lucky throw.
You turned into a gremlin right there, huh?
He's still raging. I got to see this clip.
Oh my god! But it was one of those like I had a community day when it came to Mario Kart, and I was planning to do more, but I don't know. I just haven't played too much Mario Kart recently. But it was a day we played Mario Kart. There was like 6 to 7 players or viewers watching and playing along. But it was me, another friend, and Robot in first. So I was in third. And I just remember getting a green shell. We were turning a corner, and I was like, I need to curve this shell like they do in that movie. I don't know what the movie's called, but when they're curving the bullet around
Wanted?
people. Is it Wanted? Yeah. So I thought of that in that moment. And I was like, I need to curve this shell around to get Robot. It's like, just throw it. It goes in front of the person in second place, hits off the wall, it ricocheted, and it hits Robot. And that's the clip that he's talking about. So
that is incredible.
Baloney.
That's such a good clip. I'll probably find it and I'll send it to you.
Smoked.
But it's just RNG, man. That's all it is. It's not skills.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, now I'm gonna get Soup turned against me now.
I can't believe this.
Hey,
I
Soup,
can't
we should
believe
play
this.
Mario
Dude.
Kart.
I'm good, dude. I don't want to play Super Smash Bros. Or Mario Kart with you.
No, Smash Bros. I can understand. Heck Smash Bros.
Dude,
What the heck?
I haven't played that in forever.
Hey, don't play with him. Don't play with him.
Is Robot
never win. I got lucky
Robot
last
the
time
best?
because it was. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
Is Robot the best at it?
Out of my friend group, yes.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm the sweat.
Yep. You're not even sweat. You're just naturally good at it to this point because you have over 1,000 hours in that game.
So wait. So I have a question. So what would you say to a player? I think when I played on N64, I used Kirby. Is that bad?
Kirby? Well, for which game? For the new one?
No, for N64, bro. I haven't played the new
For
one.
N64? Oh no, bro. I don't know the meta for N64.
You don't know the N64 meta?
That was down to
What?
No, bro, I don't know the meta.
Dude,
Bro, I think I was like 4.
I was just curious because I've had this argument with people because I've just been like, I played as Kirby, and like some people have that like visceral reaction. We're like, oh my God, I can't believe you played. It's just like whoa. I just liked it because he was pink and you could fly. You know, like you could do the little farts and fly higher. It was fun.
I can understand that.
I'm over here the opposite, dude. I played Fox when it came to the 64 version.
Oh, so you could get in the. So you could use this little laser beam.
You sound mad. Are you upset?
Yeah,
You're a normie. You're a normie's what I'm hearing.
Everybody that played Samus and Fox wrecked me, dude. I have some bad. I had a bad experience.
I'm just saying, man. Fox was good. I think it was more because of the speed, though. I enjoy fast characters.
Yeah.
I just hate it now that they're freaking weaker because they have more speed now.
It's crazy. I'm so surprised how like the fans and stuff like that for those games are still so high. Like even I was just at the last Genesis big tournament for like lots of fighting games. There was the Nickelodeon All Stars there, Guilty Gear was there, and Melee was there, and they had the Melee stage, Smash Bros. Melee, next to Smash Ultimate. And the people in the Melee crowd were going absolutely crazy for the like those. They're the most hyped there, I think.
Game, dude.
That's awesome.
It was wild,
That's
bro.
awesome.
I can't believe they're still keeping it going after all this time. That they're still so hyped about it.
Dude, I bet
jumping out of their chairs.
I bet a Smash tournament would be incredible to go to.
Dude, it was such a good experience.
I'd be
I mean, I
down
feel
to
like
go.
Absolutely. I feel like it's comparable to watching like a boxing match or something, right? You know, people get hyped at those.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Oh,
don't think
yeah.
it's that much different.
It's your favorite like players, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own people that they like a lot, and then if you play it yourself, you'll always root for whoever you like, the character you like the most. I'll be your favorite character, or you know, the underdogs. There's all these different stories that are all happening. It's like boxing, like UFC and stuff like that.
Dude, I would love to go to
It's
one
the
day.
same
Oh
kind
my
of
God,
stories.
I can't believe Robot's using Fox today. That's crazy. That would be so awesome.
No, this guy freaking mains Luigi of all characters.
Interesting.
Absolutely, bro.
Can't freaking believe.
Heck yeah.
Wait, I got to learn more about this when we're not recording a podcast. I have to know more about the Super Smash community.
Absolutely, bro. If you're trying to play, I got you.
Right
They
now,
are, they are
will be your
really
mentor.
nice. I will say that they're really, really nice. Even though it's
Yeah.
a competitive
Usually.
scene.
that's good.
Yeah, that was the funnest part. like there was this one time while we were over there, we were coming back from the venue from this where they were doing all the big battles, and we were coming into our hotel room, and we heard our neighbors in the next hotel room. We heard them like yelling and stuff, so we assumed that they were playing. And so we as a joke, one of my friends was like, hey, anyone want a money match? Just yelled it through the door. And then all of a sudden, all their yelling and all that just went quiet. We're like, oh, maybe they weren't doing that. And then all of a sudden, like 30 seconds later, he opens up the door super slowly, and the dude peeks his head around. He's like, are you guys Smash players? We're like, yeah. And he opens up the door, and there's like 8 people in there. Oh. and they're all like, bro, you want to play? You want to do a crew battle? I'm like, yeah, we'll do a crew battle. So then we opened up the doors in between our rooms, and we just started playing and hanging out.
I need to give some context.
It was so fun.
So this just happened this last week. So as you were gone, Sue, this is what Robot was gone to as well. So he was at the Smash convention. It wasn't Smash convention. Is it something specific?
Yeah. It's just a bunch of fighting games, but mostly I'd say it's mostly Smash. People were there.
Yeah. So he was at that con. And yeah, it's one of those hotel rooms where like they can connect through 2 doors. So as long as the 2 doors are closed, it's a single room. So that's what he was last week.
Dude, my man's at like a Super Smash Bros. Like speakeasy. Like someone slides the door open. Like, what's the password? It's like, I'm looking for a money match. You got those here?
hey kid, get smashed. I want to see Robot wearing his trench coat, and he has like GameCube controllers hanging.
Hey, what you need, bro? This one's a SCUF controller.
Hey, this one has that Smash button that tweaks a little bit whenever you press it too hard.
Mm-hmm.
But if you play Kirby, you're not invited.
No Dark Samus means you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh god. But that is that. We did hit an hour and a half. I'm telling you, man, these podcasts are great because time just freaking flies. It's been an hour and a half already.
Y'all are easy to talk to.
Heck yeah. And thank you actually. Hell yeah, bro.
Wow, my man's just like, damn right.
My bad.
Pat myself on the back.
I didn't mean it that way. I said
damn right I am.
It's just an automatic reaction. I'm sorry. But
you are welcome, Soup, for being here.
Shit. I'm making myself seem higher than I am. But thank you so much for coming on here. Is there anything that you want to shout out or like say for yourself before we end the podcast?
I'm terrible at self promo. I mean, I guess
you got to do it for these kinds of things.
All right, well, hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy SoopChef. If you don't mind stopping by, just kidding. No, if you don't mind, SoopChef on YouTube, twitch.tv/SoopChef. That is, it's spelled incorrectly, SoopChef. If you want to come by, we'd love to have you. We have a good time.
He's also on TikTok and YouTube if you want to follow him on those platforms as well. So he does upload on those. But yeah, Soup, thank you so much for being on here. And I'm happy that we finally got this recording going.
I can't thank y'all enough for having me. I really appreciate it. I was very, very nervous. So the first 10 minutes of this are going to be rough. I literally felt my voice shaking. So
listening back to it.
Got you, bro.
It's going to be bad.
Yeah. Good stuff, guys. Yeah.
Woo!
And as always, follow us on Twitch as well as Twitter. So for me, it would be Red Eagle Eyes on everything: Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, as well as Dude Robot. He's going to be Dude Robot on YouTube as well. And I think it's Dude Robot _ on TikTok.
Yeah, Twitter.
On Twitter, is it just Dude Robot on TikTok?
Mm-hmm.
Sick.
Twitter's scuffed.
And then don't forget to subscribe to this channel, the BoyoZ. Eventually we'll be uploading to other platforms, but for now we're just focusing on YouTube. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.